Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is March 27th, 2019. And now the news at noon.
From the Cortez Journal, a Colorado man has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from a scheme in which he and others filed false claims for tax credits under a federal program that encourages production and use of renewable energy. The Denver Post reports that Matthew Taylor pleaded guilty Friday in federal court in Denver to conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to commit money laundering and money laundering. According to a U.S. Justice Department news release, Taylor and others created a fake company and from 2010 to 2013 filed claims with the IRS for over $7.2 million in tax credits for renewable fuel produced. Prosecutors say the company produced no qualifying renewable fuel. They say Taylor personally netted at least $4.5 million from the scheme. Sentencing is scheduled for December 6th.
Reported in the Journal, courtesy photo. Above average snowpack promises to fill McPhee Reservoir and increase the chance of a whitewater boating release on the Dolores River below the dam. Winter snowfall in the Dolores Basin is at 136% of normal as of March 26. When it all releases in the coming months, it will top off the reservoir and irrigators will receive a full supply, said Mike Preston, General Manager for the Dolores Water Conservancy District. The good news for boaters is that runoff predictions show there is a decent chance for a 2 to 4 week boating season beginning in May if the current storm track continues. The reservoir is in recovery mode after last year's dry winter, Preston said. Quote, "We started out pessimistic, but this winter's snowfall has been a surprise and a delight," he said. McPhee is near dead pool status at just 14,000 acre-feet of active supply, but is expected to reach the full 240,000 acre-feet active supply. According to the Colorado River Basin Forecast Center, there is a 70% probability the Dolores River runoff will produce 40,000 acre-feet beyond what the reservoir can hold. That equals an approximate 2-week whitewater release beginning in late May. Peak flows would be between 2,000 cubic feet per second and 2,500 CFS. A 50% runoff probability shows 130,000 acre-feet beyond what the reservoir can hold, according to the Forecast Center, enough for a 4-week whitewater release beginning in early May. Quote, "My instinct is that it'll be something in between those two ranges," said Preston, adding that a more definitive forecast will be available by mid-April. Spill flows and timing would be managed for optimum boater experience based on boater input, ecological, and reservoir management priorities. The release also has environmental benefits for the river below the dam. High flows mimic the river's natural hydrology, flush accumulated sediment, and deepen pools relied on by native fish during low water times. Colorado Parks and Wildlife biologists work with reservoir managers to time the spill in a way that does not disrupt the native fish spawning cycle. A dam operations meeting that focuses on boating releases below the dam will be held on April 18th at the Dolores Community Center at 7 p.m. Updates will also be posted on the websites of the Dolores Water Conservancy District and the Dolores River Boating Advocates. The Snowtail snowpack in Dolores County and the southwest corner of the state is currently around 163% of average.
From the Cortez Journal, at least one Mancos resident has been the recipient of anti-immigrant scam mail, and Marshal Justin Goodall is warning locals to be on alert. Goodall said that the marshal's office was made aware of the scam after the recipient brought forward the mail received. In this instance, the scammer, Goodall said, claimed to represent the National Police Association and falsely stated that Mancos has been designated as a sanctuary city by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and used anti-immigrant rhetoric to solicit donations. There is no supporting documentation showing the town of Mancos is a sanctuary city. This scam, like any scam, uses language to scare victims into giving the person or organization money. Do not give money to people that call on the phone or send letters with threatening statements. Currently, there is only one known case of this scam, according to Goodall. Goodall also reminded Mancos residents not to pay any heed to the Internal Revenue Service scammers who will be calling as the tax filing deadline approaches. The IRS will not call you stating you owe money, nor will the police come to your residence to arrest you if you do not pay immediately, Goodall said.
An article from the Durango Herald, AP file photo. Governor Jared Polis signed into law Monday a bill that will expand a program offering rural teachers stipends, an incentive that lawmakers hope will draw teachers to the schools most affected by a statewide teacher shortage. Senate Bill 9 offers annual stipends of $4,000 to teachers who spend 2 years in a rural district and $6,000 to rural teachers seeking a national board certification. In years past, the program had been limited to 100 applicants, but SB 9 lifts that cap and will require the General Assembly to provide extra funding if needed to meet the demand. We must ensure teachers stay in our rural communities, in our state, and in our classrooms, said Representative Barbara McLaughlin, Democrat from Durango, a former teacher who sponsored the bill in the House. Colorado is short more than 3,000 teachers, vacancies that particularly affect rural areas of the state where pay is lower. Some rural school districts have teaching vacancies that last for years, while others can't compete with the draw of wealthier urban schools. Lawmakers are trying to lure teachers to rural schools with bills that offer stipends, loan forgiveness, and professional development. But none of the bills address the underlying issue. The Colorado teachers' salaries remain among the lowest in the country. All schools in southwest Colorado are considered rural, and Durango School District 9R is the largest with around 5,000 students.
According to the Cortez Journal, Habitat for Humanity board members, donors, and volunteers ceremonially broke ground on a new home along East 12th Street Friday morning in Cortez. This will be the second house the nonprofit has built from the ground up in Cortez, said Susan Rain, a board member for Habitat for Humanity of Montezuma County. Our mission here locally is to build homes, community, and hope, Rain said at the groundbreaking event, and that's what we're planning to do here. This home project will be 1,200 square feet and have 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, according to Molly Greenlee, the local organization's executive director. Currently, Habitat is in the process of selecting a partner family who will not only live in the home, but also help in the construction process. We don't require a down payment for the houses, Greenlee said, but sort of as an alternative down payment, they contribute what we call sweat equity hours, so they work with the Habitat volunteers and staff in the construction of the house. Right now, they expect to finish up the project in September or October. Volunteers of all skill levels are encouraged to join in some capacity, whether it be on a construction site through fundraising efforts or at the organization's restore on U.S. Highway 491. And now, let's take a look at the weather.
From the National Weather Service, active weather patterns extend all across the west with snow in the California mountains, rain and thunderstorms up and down the west coastal line, and snow-rain mix pushing in across Nevada and Utah and further north into the Dakotas. Southwest remains dry for now, with the central states up to the Great Lakes under possible thunderstorms and rains. It's relatively quiet across much of the southern tier states and eastern third of the country, with the exception of Florida, once again under some rain and thunderstorms. Regionally, mild winds with cirrus clouds moving over and upstream of the region, so look for high clouds throughout the day and into the night. Expect another balmy day for most locations. However, it is likely the inversion in the Gunnison Valley will persist and keep some colder temperatures there. For tonight, overnight lows will also be moderate. Winds are our current story for the week, picking up on Thursday ahead of a cold front approaching the region from the northwest. This may generate enough wind to break through the inversion in the Gunnison Valley during the afternoon, allowing for warmer temperatures there. Elsewhere, temperatures should remain well above normal. The cold front is expected to sweep over northeast Utah late in the day, driven by the pattern in the Pacific Northwest. So our lovely 5-day DCTV local outlook shows today partly sunny with a high near 60 degrees, south-southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight cloudy during the early evening, then gradually clearing with a low around 32. Southwest winds continue around 10 miles an hour. Then Thursday sunny with a high near 60 again, breezy with a southeast wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, turning to the southwest later in the day. Thursday night mostly clear with a low around 31. Southwest winds remain at 10 to 15 miles an hour, reducing to 5 to 10 overnight, but those winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour during Thursday. Friday, sunny but colder with a high near 49. Winds come in from the north-northwest, 5 to 15 miles an hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 27. And that potential for rain or snow Saturday night is now out of the forecast. Saturday starts the same way, sunny with a high near 49 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 29. And we repeat again Sunday, sunny with a high near 51 degrees. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 30. And heading into the work week, Monday, sunny with a high near 53. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 36. And now, back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a new report says near-record heat and persistent drought in New Mexico wiped out more than 120,000 acres of ponderosa pine, spruce, pinyon, and other trees last year. The Santa Fe New Mexican reports an annual report on the health of the state's forests found that forest mortality increased nearly 50% across New Mexico in 2018. State entomologist John Formby says the heat and drought weakened the ability of trees to fight off beetles and other pests. Formby says the health of the state's forests should improve this year due to heavier winter snows and a wet start to spring. Scientists at Los Alamos National Laboratory have said it is highly likely New Mexico will lose the vast majority of its forest by 2050.
Reported in the Durango Herald file photo. Durango resident Mark Franklin, husband of prominent or notorious local environmentalist Rose Chilcote. Mark will stand trial April 1st for allegedly trying to kill cattle 2 years ago after he closed a corral gate on grazing lands in southeastern Utah. If convicted, Franklin faces a maximum sentence of 6 years in jail. Quote, Mr. Franklin looks forward to his day in court and is confident the evidence will exonerate him, said Franklin's attorney, Paul Castle, a professor of law at the University of Utah. The case has taken many twists and turns during the past 2 years. On April 1st, 2017, Utah rancher Zane Odell noticed the gate to one of his corrals between Bluff and Mexican Hat had been closed. Trail cameras reportedly captured images of a vehicle that stopped at the gate, and 2 days later, Odell stopped the same car driving by and called the police. Odell and prosecutors believe Franklin closed the gate to purposely cut the cattle off from the water. When deputies arrived, Franklin admitted to closing the gate. He has never offered a detailed explanation of why, other than to say he was, quote, helping the rancher. Regardless, the couple said a large section of the fence was down, allowing cattle full access to water. Odell has conceded this point, saying there was a 10-foot opening in the fence 50 feet away. Chilcote and Franklin were let go without charges. 9 days later, however, the San Juan County's attorney's office filed felony and misdemeanor charges. San Juan County Attorney Kendall Laws, who is prosecuting the case, declined comment for this story. The Durango couple have maintained for the past 2 years the charges are an act of retaliation for Chilcote's years of environmental work with Great Old Broads for Wilderness in San Juan County, where public lands and grazing issues are highly contentious. In July, the Utah Attorney General's office said there was not enough evidence against Chilcote to bring her case to trial and dismissed all charges. Franklin, however, will go to trial but in Carbon County after a judge said he would not get a fair trial in San Juan County. Franklin's most serious charge is, quote, wanton destruction of livestock, a third-degree felony that carries up to 5 years in prison. The second charge, trespassing on state lands, carries up to a 1-year term in jail. The destruction of livestock charge is a relatively new law in Utah enacted in 2009. Since coming into law, about 20 people have been charged, mostly on the misdemeanor level, according to an open records request filed by the Durango Herald. Only 4 cases ever rose to the level of a felony, 2 of which were Chilcote and Franklin. Chilcote and Franklin maintain that they have never used violence or civil disobedience in all of their years of environmental work. A poll of about 200 people in San Juan County found 75% knew of the Great Old Broads, and of that amount, 75% had a very unfavorable view of the group.
Production at Colorado coal mines dipped slightly last year from 2017 levels. The Daily Sentinel reports that the Colorado Division of Reclamation, Mining, and Safety says the state's 6 producing mines, all located in western Colorado, produced a total of about 14.3 million tons in 2018. That compares to about 15.2 million tons the agency reported in 2017. The state says that as of the end of 2018, 1,160 coal miners worked in Colorado, up slightly from 1,119 at the end of 2017. According to the Federal Energy Information Administration, Colorado ranked 10th as of 2017 in coal production, with Wyoming far out front in output that year at more than 316 million tons.
Reported in the Colorado Springs Independent with a Twitter photo. Governor Jared Polis unveiled a new state logo to replace the one implemented by his predecessor, John Hickenlooper, at a press conference yesterday, March 26. The new logo features a green pine tree to the left of a blue and red letter C, with blue mountains and a yellow background in the center. The former state logo, which features the white letters CO overlapping a green snow-capped mountain, was implemented in 2013 following a campaign by Hickenlooper's office. A team of designers created 3 possible logos, which were displayed on a public website. The redesign ultimately cost $1.1 million in private donations and $1.5 million in pro bono work, the Associated Press reported at the time. The winning logo proved to be a tough sell. Critics complained that it looked like the warning sign for carbon monoxide and mourned the loss of the former accepted logo, the ubiquitous red and yellow C on Colorado state flag. Republicans even lodged an effort in the state assembly to refer the logo to voters, but a Democrat-led committee defeated it. Despite protests, the logo soon adorned the state government's department websites and official messaging. Will Polis's new logo pass muster? That remains to be seen. He has been quoted as saying that the multiple colors are more inclusive of the state as a whole, not just showcasing the mountains. What are your thoughts? You can follow the discussion on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page online.
According to the Cortez Journal, Navajo Nation officials are in search of funding to replace 2 deteriorating tribal jails. U.S. Representative Ben Ray Lujan toured one in Shiprock, New Mexico last week that has asbestos, lead, and mold. The Farmington Daily Times reports Lujan saw cracks in walls, plumbing issues, and cramped spaces in what he said was an eye-opening experience. The Indian Health Service has issued multiple closure notices, with the most recent calling for the building to shut down April 30th. Tribal officials say they've secured new land for a new judicial and public safety complex, but lacks $77 million needed for construction. About $3.5 million is included in a capital outlay bill that awaits Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's review. The tribe also wants to replace a public safety complex in Window Rock, Arizona.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. There's a petition signing to stop the National Popular Vote Compact. Upcoming petition drives to stop the National Popular Vote, or NPV Compact, are available at the Sukla Brothers Auction, the Cortez Sale Barn, Friday, March 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. and Saturday, March 30th from 8 to 1 p.m., which is during their weekend farm and ranch auction. At the Cortez Public Library this Saturday, April 6th, you can find the petition from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And during the Cortez Gun Show in Montezuma Fairgrounds, Friday, April 12th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, April 13th from 9 a.m. to 4, and Sunday, April 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also, Mark Rogers, owner of Shiloh Steakhouse, has a petition you can sign at the Shiloh's restaurant on the corner of Sligo in Cortez. There are a few other volunteer circulators with petitions. Message them and they'll try to get you in touch with one. But they say on their Facebook post, anyone can become a petition circulator. If you want to start your own drive, email to info@coloradonsvote.org. They have packets they can mail you with 40 signature areas in each packet. Afterwards, you just need to get the packet notarized and mailed back. This petition is only the beginning of other upcoming actions still in the works with regard to the rights of Colorado citizens' voices to be heard. Locally, tomorrow, March 28th at 3 p.m., it's the monthly school assembly to recognize students and staff who represent the Bulldog pride and traits. Each month, a different trait, such as responsibility or honesty, is selected, and the student who exemplifies that trait the best during the month is selected to be honored. And a note that the Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce, in coordination with the Community Pay It Forward Club, will be hosting the second annual Nonprofit Summit now on April 27th from 10 a.m. to noon, with a social hour for networking to follow till 1 p.m. Held at the Public Service Center meeting room, it provides an opportunity to catch up on area resources, share visions, and look for paths to collaboration and collective successes. Free for anyone to attend. If you'd like to share a presentation, please contact the DC Chamber to be put on the agenda at 970-560-2856 or email manager@dovecreekchamber.com. All of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information with us, contact dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.